Hi guys, it's Xenia. Welcome back to my channel. So today I'm back with yet another fragrance haul. This is gonna be another high-end fragrance haul, and then I'm gonna come at you with my more affordable perfumes because I definitely have a lot of affordable perfumes to haul, so stay tuned for those videos as well. In this video, I have a lot of amazing designers as well as a couple niche fragrances that have always been on my perfume wish list, so I'm super excited to share everything with you guys. Please subscribe to my channel if you haven't already and turn your post notifications on, and let's get into this video. Starting off with probably my number one on my wish list for the longest time ever. This is BDK Passesoir. Passesoir? I know you don't say the R, but Passesoir? I don't know. I actually was able to find it in store. I went into this little perfume store in Miami. For anybody interested that is in Miami, it was called Osme Perfumery. I'll put the name up on the screen. It was an amazing little fragrance shop. It was kind of small, but it had so many niche fragrances. It had Xerjoff, it had obviously BDK, it had Montal, it had a bunch of like the really famous niche brands, but then also others that I had personally never heard of. So it was a really great little shop. Highly recommend going there if you're in the Miami area. If you're a beginner into the niche world, this is going to be the safest. You could even blind buy this perfume, honestly. When it comes to niche fragrances, they're niche for a reason. They have that wow factor, that uniqueness about them, at least most of them. And with uniqueness obviously comes controversy, so not everybody's gonna like them, whereas your typical designer is gonna be pretty mass appealing, rather than with these fragrances where they're very specific and you definitely have to have a trained nose to like them. For me, this one, if you're trying to get into the niche world and you're like, I want to get my first niche perfume, but I don't know what to get, they're not as easy to find as your designers. So oftentimes you do kind of have to resort to blind buying them. And I'm saying all this to say that this, for a niche perfume, is so likable. I truly don't see anybody disliking this scent. There's really nothing to dislike about this. I would say the best explanation of this, and I'm sorry for making this explanation for those of you niche lovers out there. If you hear me saying this, you're probably like, oh my god, is she serious? She's really saying that this smells like a freaking Juicy Couture perfume, but I am. This to me smells like the more grown-up, more mature, trillion times more refined version of Viva La Juicy. It has that same sweetness, that super feminine, girly girl type vibe, but this one is not girly girl like Juicy is. This one is sexy, hot, mature, grown-up girl. This is a really fun fragrance. It's really flirty. A lot of people have kind of deemed this to be a highly complimented scent, and I would have to agree. I have had this in my collection for a while. I just haven't hauled it, and I have worn it a decent amount of time, especially for a date night, and I have gotten so many compliments on this perfume. It has top notes of ginger, mandarin orange, and black pepper, middle notes of queens. I know every time I say that, you guys are like in the comments telling me that I say it wrong, because I think I've pronounced it as queens in the past, but I think some of you have told me that it's pronounced queens. Queens, queens, whatever. Moroccan jasmine, orange blossom, and base notes of cashmere and amber wood and Singapore patchouli. It's really true to the notes. It does have this spicy quality when it opens up, which is honestly my favorite. I love spicy perfumes, but it's also not too spicy. Keep in mind, every note in this perfume is so refined that you can't actually pinpoint anything. It is such a smooth blend of notes. Probably the most smooth perfume I have in my entire collection, which again makes it likable because nothing is too sharp in it. This is spicy, it's fruity, it's sweet. If you love really feminine scents with a little bit of sweetness, you like a flirty vibe to your perfumes, and you want to just overall smell sexy, BDK Passesoir is like the most amazing fragrance ever. As far as longevity, on me this lasts pretty much all day. It's not the most beastly projecting perfume ever. It's honestly a pretty soft scent, but it's one of those scents where maybe you might go nose blind to it after a couple hours, but people will smell it on you and you're gonna get compliments. And then at the end of the day, you're gonna be able to smell it on your clothes when you take them off, and even into the next day. So it's just one of those scent where it almost kind of becomes a skin scent after a while. Next up, I have yet another niche perfume. This is the last niche perfume in this haul. This has quickly taken its place in probably my top 10 perfumes for life, and I know that's a bold statement. I have a lot of perfumes, I've smelled a lot of perfumes, and to say that is definitely a lot, but trust me, I don't say it lightly. This perfume is so good. If I could restart my collection all over again, this would be one of my first buys. And that is Maison Francis Coeur de Jean Paris Gentle Fluidity Gold. I'm aware that there's also a silver one. I smelled that at the store while I was buying this, and that was honestly also really nice, but it was a lot fresher. So if you're into the fresher perfumes, then maybe check that out. I think out of the whole MFK line, other than Baccarat Rouge, obviously, I think this is the second most popular MFK fragrance. Just like Pas Ce Soir, it is another very easy to love niche perfume. This is intoxicating in a bottle. I know sometimes when I overuse the word sexy, because I just always say it for every perfume, I'll get comments being like, oh my god, you say sexy about everything. But it's true. You want me to lie to you? Do you want me to say it's not sexy? Because I can't. If it's sexy, it's sexy. Point blank, period. And this is sexy. This is such a powerful perfume. If you're into vanillas, you are going to love this. You can tell just by the color of the juice. It's that like amazing aged vanilla scent. For anyone out there that has tried out Intense Cafe by Montal, and for you, you're like, that's too strong for me, it's too punchy, it's too pungent. This is literally like the more wearable, easier to love version of Intense Cafe. It has a little bit of that vibe in it, but the vanilla factor and just the sweet factor is just way more there. It's a lot smoother. And once again, it just doesn't punch you in the face like Intense Cafe. Intense Cafe is intense. This is literally called Gentle Fluidity. I know I've mentioned a lot on my channel about my mom and the kind of fragrances that she likes, which is the total opposite of my taste. My mom is very into the really fresh scents, maybe a little floral in them, slightly fruity, but just fresh. She is not a vanilla gourmand kind of gal. She smells those perfumes on me and she literally wants to walk 10 feet away from me because she can't stand them. She actually smelled this one and I was like, Mom, don't even smell that. You're gonna hate it. And she loved it. And I was like, oh, who are you right now? Because how do you love this perfume? This is more so on the sweeter side, so I was so shocked that she loved it. So I'm telling you this for all of you that are also fresh lovers, you might like this one. Maybe go and test it out, get a sample or something, because I swear this has this magnetism to it that everyone loves this. This has notes of vanilla, amber, musk, woodsy notes, juniper berries, nutmeg, and coriander. I've never smelled juniper berries before, so I don't know what they smell like. I obviously can't smell them in here if I don't know what they smell like. But as far as notes and things that I can pinpoint, vanilla definitely, maybe a little bit of amber, the woodsy notes, the nutmeg, maybe that coriander. It has a little bit of a spice kick to it, but nothing like Intense Cafe. It doesn't have that coffee notes or just, you know, those really strong punchy type scents. This is amazing. 10 out of 10 would recommend. Like I said, it has now made its place into my top 10 perfumes for life. That was it for the niche perfumes. Let's get into the designers. The first designer I have here is Dolce & Gabbana Dolce Violet. I'm pretty sure this is fairly new. I think it just came out within this year. And I picked this up because this whole line has attracted me ever since I discovered the original Dolce. That is also in my top 10 perfumes, and that is so unlike anything that I would typically like because I'm into the sweeter scents normally, but that perfume is so good. I can't get enough of it. I get so many compliments. It's almost become like a signature for me, and ever since discovering that, I've really just been into this entire line. And I went and smelled this at Ulta, I think, and I instantly fell in love. This is so pretty. Again, it is mostly a fresh floral, but this one definitely has sweetness to it. This has top notes of cassis, cyclamen, and mandarin orange, middle notes of blackcurrant, violet, and pear, and base notes of musk, Madagascar vanilla, and sandalwood. So as you can see, there's a lot of sweet notes in this one, and honestly, a lot of purple notes. This is a very purple smelling perfume. It's soft for the most part, but it has a fresh quality, a fruity quality, a sweetness that is not too much, and it even has a little bit of a green touch to it. I'm guessing because of that cassis note. It doesn't smell like grass or anything. It just adds another level of freshness to this scent that is so likable in my opinion. I think anybody can get on board with this scent. It's not going to be a beast mode type of perfume, but this could easily be like your signature scent, your everyday scent, where it's just versatile. It works for any occasion. I'm seeing that Escada's Moon Sparkle is on the list for the perfumes that this is compared to, which makes me really excited to own this one because Moon Sparkle has been a perfume that I've wanted to try for the longest time. It's been out for a while. It's nothing new by any means, but I've always wanted to test it out. So the fact that it's within the top 3 most compared perfumes to this one makes me really happy to own this. Next one I think is gonna shock some of you guys that have been with me for a while, because this honestly shocked me. I smelled it as not a joke, but I was like, you know what? I just want to smell it, but I know I'm not gonna like it. Like, I had already made up my mind that I wasn't gonna like it, and honestly, smelling it was a mistake because I went and bought it literally the next day. I couldn't stop thinking about it. I have here the Chanel Coco Noir perfume, the typical Chanel bottle. It's honestly a stunning bottle, and I'm loving the whole black vibe to it. Now, I know I've heard Demi Rawling talk about this many times on her channel, and you know she has a buttload of niche fragrances, so for her to talk about a designer so highly really makes you kind of curious about it. So that was kind of my first introduction to this, because I didn't even know this existed, to be honest. I don't dabble into the Chanel world too much, because although I love the brand, I think it's so classy and timeless. Their scents are a little too mature for me. The only other Chanel perfume I ever owned, other than like the Chances, which are like the easy, you know, fresh perfumes, but I'm talking about like true Chanel, the Chanel No. 5 and all those, like, you know, classic perfumes. Out of those, the only one I had was Coco Mademoiselle, and as you guys know, I got rid of that one not too long ago because I never used it. I kept that perfume around because that was like my mom's signature scent for years, so I honestly just kept it around for nostalgia reasons. And when I was looking this scent up, I did see that Coco Mademoiselle would kind of pop up every now and then being compared to this perfume, so I was like, okay, if it smells anything like Coco Mademoiselle, it's not for me. But when I smelled it, it was honestly a love at first sniff. I smelled it in Sephora. I walked out, and the scent that I was smelling the entire walk to my car from Sephora to the parking lot, I was in love. I couldn't stop thinking about it on my ride home. I couldn't stop thinking about it the entire day because I could smell it on me all day. And finally, I just went and bought it the next day. This has top notes of grapefruit, bergamot, and orange, middle notes of rose, geranium, jasmine, narcissus, peach, and base notes of patchouli, sandalwood, olibanum, tonka bean, vanille, white musk, cloves, and benzoin. There's something about this that just captivates you. It is such a seductive, sensual, I mean, it's called Coco Noir, and for sure it is a dark femme fatale sort of scent. It is so sexy, but also has, you know, that classy, typical Chanel fragrance DNA embedded into it. But this is definitely the most likable Chanel fragrance that I've tried, in my opinion. I mean, I bought a full-size 100 ml bottle of it because I can't get enough of this scent. This is spicy, it's warm, it has sweetness to it, but it also has a fresh and fruity quality. I need to make like an updated man-eater fragrances type video, and this will for sure be on it. My husband cannot keep his hands off me every time I wear this. I was with him when we bought this, and as soon as he smelled it, he's like, okay, yeah, you need to buy that. That smells amazing. I 100% recommend this perfume. If you're into dark femme fatale, sexy perfumes, this is a must. And then the last perfume I have in this haul is this guy right here, which I did talk about in my fall fragrance recommendations video, but I am including it in this haul as well because I realized I haven't actually hauled it. This is Valentino Donna. This is the only perfume in this entire video that was sent to me. All these other perfumes were purchased by me. I was not sent them. I paid with them with my own money. But this one was sent to me by fragrancenet.com. I worked with them a couple videos back, and this has been another scent that has been on my fragrance wish list for a while. I was first introduced to this scent by Kathleen Lights because she always talked about it as being like a super sexy perfume. I think she had this one specific story where she literally had somebody chase her down and asked her what perfume she was wearing, and it was this. I'm not really sure what the deal is with Valentino Donna and Donna Born in Roma. I don't know if Donna Born in Roma was supposed to be a flanker to this, but Donna Born in Roma always seemed like it was like its own perfume. I'm just not sure why they have the similar names. So if you know the whole story behind that, let me know. But if they are flankers, they do not smell alike in the slightest. Born in Roma to me is much more sexy in a sense where it's provocative and it's promiscuous. It's that kind of sexy, whereas Donna is way more mature, way more classy, but she's still sexy in her own way. It's just definitely different from Born in Roma. Born in Roma has that bourbon vanilla note. It's definitely more of a heavy vanilla, whereas the sweetness in here comes from this makeup-y, lipsticky type sweetness, because this one has an iris note, and that note to me, it always smells like makeup, like the scent of sweet, powdery makeup. This has top notes of bergamot, grapefruit, middle notes of iris, Bulgarian rose, praline, and base notes of vanilla, leather, and patchouli. It's definitely true to the notes, I would say. It has almost, don't take this the wrong way, and I know it will sound bad, but it almost smells like pencil shavings. But like in the best way possible. I know that doesn't sound too appealing, but you know those weird scents that you grew up loving? For me, pencil shavings was one of them. The scent of Play-Doh was another one of them, and it's not that I'm saying this smells like pencil shavings, but there's a little hint of pencil shavings in there, especially when it first sprays out. This is like a rosy, lipsticky, sweet perfume, and then it also has that leather note, so it does have that leathery sort of, even like a woody vibe to it. You can also smell that patchouli in here, but it doesn't overshadow anything. Everything is really nicely blended for the most part. Nothing is too sharp, and it's just a really nice, honestly powerful scent. So thank you to Fragrance Net for sending over this guy. I'm pretty sure it's discontinued. You can't get it anymore in like major department stores, but you can get it online, and it is on Fragrance Net. All right, so that is it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed yet another perfume haul. Stay tuned for more perfume hauls to come, more so affordable ones, and I know you guys love those. Let me know any perfume recommendations that you have for me, and I would love to check them out and include in a future video. But that is it for me today. Please subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.